Today we're going to make a cement bowl using rapid set mortar mix. I'm going to mix up about 10 pounds. I'm going to put about 20 ounces of water in it, half a bag of flow and a half a bag of set control. And then we are going to use a larger bowl for our outside and a smaller bowl for our inside, and see what we come up with. My wife would like to make a little fire bowl out of it, and I think it'll be pretty cool. Hi everybody, I'm Jim Dierdorf and this is Detroit DIY. Let's get started. The first thing I want to do is put a little wax on these bowls. I don't think the cement will stick to it, or the mortar mix, but I'm just not positive of that. So I'm just going to very lightly put a coat of wax in them on the inside of this one and on the outside of this one, just to make sure that nothing sticks. Now that I've completed the wax on the bowls, I got it all wiped off nice, I'm going to go ahead and get my mortar mix mixed up. And I won't be putting any color in it, it's just going to be straight mortar mix. So let me get that mixed up and we're going to get this rolling. I actually wound up using about 30 ounces of water instead of the 20 I was thinking. I'm just going to put a couple of scoops in here and get us started. Something about like that. And I'm going to press this bowl in, get the thickness that I want, get it nice and level. Something about like that. And I'm just going to start feeding a little bit around the edges, just so that I can center up the bowl a little bit better. I got some skewers here I'm going to use to kind of spoon it in. And this is why I wanted to use the flow control. As you can see, it's kind of sliding in there real nicely. Try and get about 3 equal amounts in here along the sides, and then I'll just start filling it. I'm going to try and keep this as clean as I can inside because I want to put some weight in here. And I'm going to do that with a paint can that I believe will sit in this bowl pretty nicely. I'm pretty happy with that. That seems to be a decent amount of weight. Mortar mix is structural at a 1/2 inch thick is where the thinnest you can make it and still have structure. So I would just want to make sure that I'm in that realm here. And I'm pretty sure I should be. Gotta wiggle it around a little bit to try and keep it centered. So the nice thing is this inside bowl is clear, so I can kind of see where my air bubbles are and work them out. That's what I want to do with this skewer, is just kind of work things in here. I ran a little bit short and had to mix up some more. I should have done about 12 pounds, I'm guessing. I don't know the exact dimensions on these bowls. I do know in the near future I would like to make a vanity top with the sink incorporated in it. And this is going to be a nice little way to get a grip on that a little bit. Help me figure some things out with that project that's coming up. So it's almost full. What I want to do is just go around it with the skewer and just kind of make sure that it's tight and I got all the air bubbles out. So the single paint can does not seem to be enough weight, so I am going to add some weight to that. I'm going to do that with these samples that I made a little while back and be hopeful I can get it balanced on there good. So the weight is about right, but I'm just going to have to let it set up a little bit more so that I can get it to stay kind of where I want it to stay. I've got all my buckets cleaned up and I've got me a little bit of mortar mix right here just to kind of keep an eye on what it's doing. I put it on plastic so that the wood wouldn't soak anything up. and I took a rag and I just kind of went around the edge of the bowl and cleaned up the mess there. But it still moves around pretty easily. As soon as it firms up just a little bit more, I can get that center bowl squared up really nice, and then I will start troweling off this top edge and getting it real nice. I've got the center bowl sitting where I want it. It's not trying to teeter around so easy. Everything's starting to firm up. So now what I want to do is just go through and like scrape off the excess here, and especially while everything's still workable, and just flatten out this top edge really nice. I'm going to go all the way around and do that. And if I need any extra, I still have a little bit right here that is still very workable. The only reason I would need extra is if I accidentally take too much away. Something just like that, and then smooth it out. Now I'm going to take a rag and just kind of clean off this top edge of the bowl. This will help me get it flattened out better, and it'll help me get it smoother. And the only way that I can tell that this center bowl is in there right is just by looking at it from the side, from the one side and then from the other side, to look and see that it's sitting about equal all the way around. It still moves fairly easy. That's about got it. I'm going to let this set up for another 30 minutes or so, and then I may go around this top edge one more time. Then I'm going to let it set overnight, and tomorrow I'll pop it out of the bowls. It's been 24 hours now, and we're ready to pop this out of the form. There is one thing that bothers me a little bit, is Rapid Set mortar mix is supposed to be water cured, and the only place that you could really put water on this is around this top edge right here, which wouldn't really do much. So it didn't get water cured. I do have some water sitting here, so once I pop it out, I'm going to go ahead and give it a good wet down. So let's see how easy it wants to pop out. I'm not expecting it to be too tough, but you never know. Maybe it will. It's not really readily letting go. I kind of figured it'd just release. It seems like the outside wants to release, but not so much the inside. There we go. Gotta flex it a little bit. There it is. Oh, look at that. Didn't even crack it. Alright. There's a little edge up here. I'm just going to scrape that off before I try and turn it over and get this off, just so that I have a decent upper edge. This will get filed smooth anyway. So now let's see what we got. I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. And see if that makes life any easier. It's letting up. There it goes. Alright, what do you know? It's still green. It's taking on the shine. Let's take a closer look. As you can see, it's taking on a little bit of a shine from the bowl. Cement tends to do that. Up here, maybe not so much. A little bit, but a little color change. All in all, it's got a nice pattern to it. The inside is pretty good. A couple little air bubbles here and there, but not so bad. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing with some water on it. I'm going to clean up these rough edges right here, and then I'll turn it over to my wife. We'll take a look at it before that and see what she can do with it. I'm just going to use this regular metal file and just kind of go around the edges and clean them up. And then if there's any sharpness to them, I just want to kind of round it off a little bit. There is a little lip right here, but I'm not too super worried about it. I think that it'll blend in just fine. I wet down the inside. Now I'm just going to get the outside here a little bit, and it seems to be a little more resistant to the water on the outside than the inside. Maybe from the wax that I put in the bowl has kind of transferred over to it. The inside is soaking it up like crazy. There's still a little bit of a lip around the outside edge. Not worried about it too much, but if it does get to bothering me, I'll take a flap wheel or something like that and clean it up. Alright, I think that's pretty good for right now. Looks good. I like the pattern in it. My wife made a nice choice of bowls. There's not too many air pockets. There's a couple little ones here and there, and that's it. So I think all in all, this turned out really good. Fairly easy project. Now she says that she's gonna, something she saw on Pinterest, fill this with gravel. She's gonna put some tiki lantern fuel and something in here and make a little fire bowl out of it. So I'm gonna turn this over to her, and maybe we can see it finished. That's all we got for this time. If you enjoyed yourself, click on one of those two videos. They're going to pop up right there, and we'll see you soon.